you. Hello all you parents, it's nice to see you. Hello all, it's nice to see you. We're gonna learn a lot today. Hey! All right, everybody, and welcome back to Mr. Dowdy's Classroom, Week 2. All right, this week we are going to be learning how to make our own egg shakers. Yes, the egg shakers, like the ones from Hide the Tape. So they're super easy, and since we just had Easter, why not go ahead and make them now? So you're going to need 4 things. You're going to need an empty Easter egg, okay? Make sure there's no chocolates left in there. You're going to need some tape. You're going to need some scissors. Get your parents' help if you need some help. And then you're also going to need some rice or something to fill it up with. Make sure it's dry, okay? Because wet stuff just doesn't do so well in there. It gets all stinky and gross. So open up your Easter egg, okay? We're going to take some of this rice and we're going to put it inside. Now, you're not going to use very much rice because if you fill it up too much, then the rice doesn't have anywhere to go and shake and rattle. So we want to give it that empty space. So just don't put too much in there. So I just used a pinch, fill it up. Perfect. Now I'm going to wrap this tape around the opening of it, okay? Make sure that you close up that opening because otherwise the rice could get out and then we got a big old mess on our hands and nobody wants that. So this is what it should look like, kind of like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle when you're all done. And then you just cut it off with the scissors whenever you're done. Once we've got our egg shaker made, now it's time to play some games. All right, so first off, you could sing along with the song that you made last week. Yeah, that'll be great for building up rhythms and learning about different sounds and different rhythms that you can make, or do it along with your favorite song on the radio, on YouTube, whatever it is. Another game we can play is Hide the Tape, just like what we do at school. You can use a remote if you want to. It doesn't have to be tape. You could use a fork if you wanted to. You could really use anything, a Lego, anything. And this is going to help us build up our understanding of volume, okay? Because remember, the closer we get to it, the louder we get, and the farther away we get, the quieter we get, okay? So the next game we can play is called Mix and Match. For this one, you're going to need to have multiple eggs, and you're going to want to fill those eggs with different things, okay? And what you're going to want to do is fill up 2 with rice, or 2 with something, and 2 with another thing, and then 2 with another thing. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to mix them all up, and then your job is using your ears, figure out which 2 match each other. So we have this one, we have this one. It's not the same sounds. I think this one might be beans, and this one's rice, so, No, I think I've got some popcorn in here. There we go, perfect. And then you just move on to the next one. It's a really simple game, and it's really fun. That's gonna be a really good way to learn about the different sounds that each different object makes. Those specific sounds that an object makes is called its timbre. Okay, so this is going to be all about learning the different timbres of these different ingredients. By the way, those different things I used were dried rice. I used some dried pinto beans, okay? And then I used some crazy blue popcorn. Yes, blue popcorn. It really is blue, and it tastes delicious too. It's fantastic. Who doesn't want blue popcorn now? All right, and then the last game that we can play is called What's Inside, where instead of putting this dried rice or whatever inside, you have someone else put a mystery object inside of the egg. Then your job is using your ears and feeling how heavy it is and really listening to all those different sounds of, does it sound like a metal or is it wood or plastic? What could it be? That's your job, is to figure out what's inside and see how close you can get. Now for this one, if you were listening and paying attention, I actually had quarters inside. So if you got that right, good job. You're off to a good start. All right, so those are some great games that you can be playing this week. If you come up with any on your own, let me know. I would love to know about them so we can let everybody in the school know about them. I'm sure that you guys can come up with some great games. The last thing before we head out, okay? We have our word of the week. Now, this is week 2, so if you did not get week number 1, make sure that you go back to last week's video and write that one down, because if you can come back to school with all of the words that we've gone through and you get them right, you're going to get a special prize. So make sure that you're keeping a list of these and writing them down, okay? So with these, remember, these red ones are our line notes. They have a line going through them. And the blue ones are our space notes, where they're in between the lines. So go ahead and pause the video if you want to. Take as much time as you need. Figure out which lines, which spaces these are, and figure out what letters they are, and make sure that you write it down next to your week 1 word, okay? So I think we're done here, and I'll see you next week.